Are you a perfectionist? How are you when it comes to being okay within perfection? Well, we're going to talk about that, and I'm going to offer a couple suggestions on how to learn how to embrace imperfection in your life. This is Eddie with a Mindful Emergence, where Margaret and I offer simple steps, simple things that you can do to access your own inner resources using mindfulness, movement, and breathing practices. So let's talk about imperfection. Well, as I was putting this together, I created a thumbnail, which you may have seen that you clicked on to access this video. And I decided to provide imperfection in that thumbnail in the way I put the wording. And as I looked at it, I didn't like it, the way that the imperfection was broken up. But I said, okay, we're just going to run with that. And that's not an easy thing for most of us to do because we want to look good. We're raised in a culture where we have certain ideas about what success is and how we're supposed to do things. And we go to school and there's this very strict grading system for most of us. And I can tell you my own experience that I was raised in a really good family, but I had a superstar sister that I was measured against. And I had a mother who was a teacher who wanted me to excel. So I felt a lot of pressure. And so I had this conflict with imperfection, perfection, trying to sort that out. But that's something that I've worked on over the years, and I think I've gotten better at it. And I'll share a story in a moment as to why that's the case. But what I want to offer is the possibility that embracing imperfection is the best way to be fully human because it's being authentic. And I also believe it's the best way to really be fully divine, where we can just allow ourselves to be with what's happening without self judgment, bringing self compassion to our experiences as we move through day to day life. So, when I think about perfection, I had an opportunity in 1992 to meet and speak with Mother Teresa. This happened in Calcutta, and I actually put up a video about that. Now, she was literally a saint, okay? Not when I met her, but later, right? She was given sainthood by the church. And from what I've read, the people around her did not view her as a saint. Apparently, she was a bit of a curmudgeon. But that's how she rolled. And what kind of impact she had on the world, being the way she was. I don't think she sought perfection, is my guess. So I'm going to have an interesting experience happening very soon. This coming weekend, I'm going to be visited by someone who I knew back in the 60s. I was in community college with this guy named Rick. And so we both went to college together, and we were actually involved in anti-war stuff. I got to know Rick very, very well, and he became a good friend. And then he went on his way, which was to go to the Sorbonne in Paris and study, then came back, got his undergrad, got a graduate degree, got a PhD, and for decades he's been teaching at a very, very prestigious college in the Northeast. Well, while he was going to Sorbonne, I was going to prison. I went to Attica on a narcotics charge just after barely squeaking through with a C in getting my associate's degree. And then when I got out, I've done what I've done, but I certainly haven't taught at a prestigious Northeastern university. Well, Rick's going to come and visit. We found each other on Facebook. I haven't seen Rick in over 50 years, and I am so looking forward to talking to him and catching up. And I was thinking about this today. It would be really, really easy or common for me to compare myself and go, hold on a second, look what Rick did. Look at the education he has gotten. He's a published author. He's a full professor, and I didn't even get a bachelor's degree. So, but I realize I'm just so okay with how things worked out, and I don't feel lesser than because this highly accomplished guy is going to come and we're going to hang out and talk about how our lives have unfolded. I've had my challenges. I'm sure Rick has had his, and I'm okay with where I'm at. So I don't need to compare. I think that's really, really unhealthy thing to do. So I said I was going to offer a couple suggestions. You want to learn how to embrace imperfection? Well, one thing you could do is pick up an instrument and decide you want to learn how to play it. I got this flute, I don't know, maybe a couple of years ago. And you know what? I still suck at it. No, I'm not going to play it for you to show how badly I suck, but just take my word for it. Okay? Challenge yourself. Dare to take up something you're going to suck at least for a while. Have the courage to take on something that you're not very good at. That's my invitation to you. And one thing you can do is if you're not currently doing yoga, go to a yoga class. And you'll learn very quickly the value of embracing imperfection as you go through the various movements and so on, learn the practices. My advice is don't look around the room at other students and don't measure yourself against them or the teacher or anybody else. Just give yourself permission to show up and do what you can. I love it when I'm teaching a yoga class, and I do 2 classes a week. I look around the room and somebody's doing something completely different than what I'm suggesting. Maybe they've already gone into their Shavasana. To me, that's the advanced yogi, the one who says, this is what I need today. When I was doing classes with a teacher, and I used to do a lot of classes with Margaret when she was teaching, whenever she brought out a balancing pose like tree pose, I would leave the room. I decided this is a good time to go to the bathroom because I didn't want to do it in front of other students because my balance is terrible. I can't do tree pose very well at all, even though I've been doing yoga since 1971, and I can't do tree pose worth a darn. Well, guess what's happening now? I'm offering tree pose in the classes when I teach, and I stand in front of the students and I explain the pose, offer the suggestions on how to bring themselves into it, and I wobble all over the place. Now, I'm not saying that to brag about myself. I'm just saying that as an example of what we can do if we get our ego out of the way and just allow ourselves to embrace imperfection. And who knows, maybe I'm inspiring somebody in the class not to get up and go to the bathroom, but instead to try the pose and suck at it, which is fine. So another thing you can do is meditation. What is meditation? Well, the type that I teach and practice primarily is one where we focus on our breath and then we notice what happens. And what typically happens is we're distracted. We're pulled away by thoughts, by sounds, by sensations in the body. And then we go, oh man, I wasn't even paying attention to my breath. And you come back. One teacher of mine, Deja Napier, says that the practice is forgetting and remembering. We forget to watch the breath and we remember to come back. And if we do this practice over a while, over a period of time, we'll discover the opportunity to let go. We can discover how we can observe the experiences arising and passing away. And if all of a sudden we're totally lost in some kind of thought, we can just allow ourselves to notice it and come back, to let go of that obsession with whatever it is, thinking about dinner or who knows what it is, and just coming back to breath, coming back to breath. And we learn to embrace the imperfection that naturally arises when we sit down to do a practice like meditation. I know many people who will not do meditation because they think they can't do it perfectly. In fact, they've told me, I've tried it and I can't do it. Well, that's when we have a conversation about how we might take a different approach. Okay? So, meditation, yoga, qigong, tai chi, any of the martial arts, great opportunity to go in with beginner's mind and be fully human and fully divine. So if you like this video, give us a thumbs up. If you want to make sure you're getting future videos, I upload twice a week. Hit that notification bell, subscribe. I love to hear comments if you have anything. And feel free to poke around the YouTube channel and see if there are other videos that you might find of value. And thanks very much for watching.